And so as a result of that, our children are watching Black men publicly tear down Black women. They are watching Black women permanently tear down Black men. There's one sister on social media, all she spews is negativity about Black men. And she's went so far as to say that Black women should abort their Black male fetuses lest they be born and grow up to be another problem or another enemy to the Black woman. So she's recommending that Black women abort all male fetuses. Do not let them be born.
How do the educational experiences of Black boys impact the relationships between Black men and Black women?
I would say it has impacted it significantly in the modern context, because what we have seen is that America, after it deindustrialized the inner cities beginning in the 1970s, which means they took away the factory jobs from the inner city that sustained so many Black men and kept them as the economic heads of their families. And then they went into our high schools and they deindustrialized them as well by taking out the electrical program, taking out the plumbing program, taking out the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning program, taking out the carpentry, the woodworking, the computer networking, the welding, the auto shop. They took out the skills that pay the bills. And after they took out the skills that pay the bills from our inner city comprehensive high schools, they then dropped off the crack cocaine, which created the mass incarceration society in which we live in today. And while they were deindustrializing opportunities for Black males, they were systematically offering a little bit more opportunities for Black women. Now, let's be clear, Black women are still the victims of racism. It's just that the power structure decided to give them slightly more opportunity than they gave to Black men. And so now we have a situation now where Black women are the only women in this country, arguably Hispanic women as well, but definitely Black women are probably the only women in this country who out-earn and out-educate their men. No other group has the woman as the primary breadwinner of the family. And that was done by design. But I do want to say this, Queen Mother, the fact that the Black woman has more education than the Black man in and of itself is not a problem. The fact that she out-earns the Black man in and of itself is not a problem. The problem is the interpretation that she has for why she out-educates and why she out-earns. And it is also an interpretation of the Black man. To what do we attribute her having a better economic opportunity or her being given more educational opportunities? It only becomes a problem when the Black man says the Black woman is working with the white power structure to destroy us. When you add that interpretation to the reality, you've just turned the Black woman's education and income into an enemy of the Black man. Or where the Black woman says, the reason I out-earn you, the reason I out-earn you, and the reason I out-educate you is because you are shiftless, lazy Negro who doesn't want to do nothing but smoke weed and make babies. Now, if the Black woman adds that interpretation to the reality, now she has set herself up to be weaponized by the power structure to destroy Black men. So the education and income alone is not sufficient to cause a problem between Black men and Black women. It's the negative interpretations of why she out-earns and out-educates us that is the problem.
So in other words, you're saying that the institutionalized racism is putting in place a system that will turn Black men against Black women and Black women against Black men.
Oh, absolutely. It's no coincidence, Dr. Ayo, that we see the rise of radical Black feminism and have seen that in the past decade or two. That's no coincidence. Radical Black feminism was deliberately introduced into our community by way of our sisters on the college campuses to, again, criminalize the Black man in their eyes. It's no coincidence that there's a rise of same-sex relationships, transgendered relationships, mixed race relationships. It's no coincidence that when you turn on the TV or see any of the commercials on the major networks, it's always a Black man with a non-Black woman. It's always a Black woman with a non-Black man. They're either in a mixed race arrangement or they're in a same-sex arrangement, because the power structure wants to eliminate the Black family. They want to destroy the traditional Black family. And why do they want to do that? Because without no traditional Black family, there's no traditional Black community. And if there's no traditional Black community, then there's no Black power you have to be worried about at all. So they are really against the man and the woman, but they are so strategic in doing what they do that some sisters have been led to believe that the white man actually cares about them. And some Black men have been erroneously led to believe that the Black woman is working with the white power structure. You do have Black women who work with the white power structure, but you have Black men who work with the white power structure. My biggest issue in the dialogue between Black men and Black women as it relates to Black love, Black romance, and the future of the Black family is that neither side is more at fault than the other. Whenever you hear these conversations in popular media and on social network, the man is blaming the woman more. Yo, you are more at fault for this. And then the woman says, no, you Negroes are more at fault for this. And I'm saying we are equally at fault for this. And we have to understand that there's a hidden hand at play in this situation that wants us to tear each other down, as opposed to standing up together and staring down the real enemy of both the Black man and the Black woman. And that real enemy is white supremacy.
Excellent point. We only have to ask the right questions. Who benefits when Black men and Black women are fighting each other and don't come together and build strong Black families?
The white power structure benefits. And you know who loses the most? Black children. Because Absolutely. One of the most toxic side effects of this negative dialogue that we're seeing is Black children are watching this. I mean, after all, 70% of our children are raised by single mothers. So that means most Black children have a cell phone that is not supervised by a parent, because the Black mother has to work multiple jobs. She got to raise multiple children. She's not able to supervise all those children. And so social media has become the new de facto babysitter in 21st century Black America. And so as a result of that, our children are watching Black men publicly tear down Black women. They are watching Black women permanently tear down Black men. There's one sister on social media, all she spews is negativity about Black men. And she's went so far as to say that Black women should abort their Black male fetuses lest they be born and grow up to be another problem or another enemy to the Black woman. So she's recommending that Black women abort all male fetuses. Do not let them be born. And you have Black men who are out here telling other Black men that they should not date Black women at any cost. Find women of another race. This is toxic. It is disruptive. Okay, it is absolutely unacceptable. And if we keep this up, we won't have to worry about the media needing to brainwash Black children. We won't have to worry about public school needing to brainwash Black children, because this negative back and forth between Black men and Black women, in my opinion, is sufficient enough to condition Black boys and girls to not go after Black love when they're old enough to look for a partner.
Wow. So what are the key elements for creating strong Black men?
Well, here's the thing. When we're talking about creating strong Black men, we also have to talk simultaneously about creating strong Black women, because those Black men have to find a mate, and those Black women have to find a mate as well. And for me, I think the most important ingredient, or one of the most important ingredients, is making sure you're raising children who are unapologetically committed to the best interests of the Black community first, above and beyond the interests of any other organization, religion, institution, or population. Most of our children are being raised to be coons, Queen Mother, the boys and the girls. We have allowed religion to take us away from culture. And in religion, taking us away from culture, most Black boys and girls are not raised with any type of loyalty to the community. If you don't have loyalty to one's community, why would you then need loyalty to the Black family? The family only functions as a unit of the community. So if there's no love for the community, why would I feel obligated to stay with my woman? Why would I feel obligated to marry a Black woman? Why would I feel obligated to fight for my marriage, fight for my household? Why would I feel obligated to do that if my mother and father only raised me to be loyal to Jesus or loyal to Muhammad, but not loyal to Black people? And you even see right now with this snow bunny crisis that is way out of hand. You have Black men who have no problem dating outside the race, and many of them who prefer to date outside the race. And now we see Black women as the fastest growing interracial dating population in the country. And almost none of our recognized scholars, our nationally recognized scholars, are speaking out against interracial marriage. I'm the only one I know on the popular national platform who says this is unacceptable. Most of our scholars are quiet on the issue of interracial marriage, which is just as destructive to the traditional Black family as any of these other ills that are being pumped into our community.
Well, I want to thank you for that. I want to come back to that. I want to give you some support, because clearly I just did a presentation talking about the fact that the only way you can have a strong Black family is to have a Black man and a Black woman. Anytime you have any other formula, it's not a strong Black family. And I think we have difficulty with that because we have other people defining who we should be instead of us defining who we are and who we should be.